Hi everybody.
I'm Kyle.
No, I'm Kyle. I'm here with Rachel and Ian.
I'm Ian. No, dang it. I meant to say I'm Rachel.
Last week, you accidentally did it right. Last week's was 100K week.
Yeah.
10 100, all of them.
10Ks.
Yes. We're going to be just finding just lots of comments from last week's videos because there were so many videos and like we didn't prepare. So
all right.
So the latest video to come out was today, as of us filming this, which was all of our most freaking amazing fans making a video.
Yeah. What was up with that?
About
was
us
so
that I still haven't completely gotten my head around.
No, I just kind of watch every once in a while and go, what? Why did we deserve that?
If you haven't seen it yet, go look at the 100K fan video. I was not expecting that at all.
I was very...
I just walked, I was going to bed and I walked in my office and checked Discord one more time and somebody had posted that thing. And I think I just sat there stunned for a few minutes after it ended.
I'm going to tell you
what's started sending it to everybody.
Super annoying. We spend all this work, all this time, drop everything for 100K week, and they beat us. This is from 100K behind the scenes archive. All hail the mighty DoodleCon, but spelling both Doodle and Con incorrectly somehow.
I was so happy that I found that clip.
Yeah.
I mean, I was already gonna put it in, and then when you turn to the camera and say, "I'm sure I'll mess it up somehow," it was almost scripted. The Wiz of Pants, which is fantastic, says, "How many lines are improvised versus scripted?"
Usually, most things are scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on different variables. The biggest variable being whether or not Matlock is on set.
I was gonna say, yeah, Kyle is funnier than everyone except Matlock. Gatsby, boyo, come on to the couch.
Have they seen Gatsby?
Gatsby!
Sure they have.
They've seen other animals that don't actually spend as much time around us.
Gatsby! Oh look at this.
This is Gatsby. This is Ian and Rachel's dog.
Tiny family.
He has a bow tie collar.
Because you were Texans, I have to ask it. Are your guns real or just props? That's from Joris Moorkamp.
Don't film with real guns,
actually,
obviously, guys.
Apparently, on Lord of War, the Nicolas Cage movie,
Yeah.
they actually just bought real guns because they were cheaper than props.
We have the same pile of airsoft guns we've kind of been using forever that we collected, and we occasionally get new additions to it.
I think they look more like guns the longer you use them.
We were lucky to have them beforehand. We had an airsoft page where we collected everything, and Reed was super into it for a while, so he got most of our really realistic ones came from him. There was one response to that said I'm not entirely sure that's fair, and I was like, no, it is.
Yeah.
that's not false as a stereotype. My family isn't into guns, and we have 6.
My family actually had to specifically give away all the guns they didn't want.
Wait, are you serious? Your family had guns?
Yeah, they inherited and they just didn't want them, so they gave them away.
They inherited them.
For people in other countries, if you ever played Grand Theft Auto or any kind of video game where there's just stores that say guns on the outside and they sell guns, those exist in real life here.
Yeah.
That's not.
They don't have names. They're just called guns.
Yeah. Sloop McDoop says no one expects the YOLO Inquisition. Which we got a lot of.
I just love that sentence. Jaffa Deniswar Kodrion, denouncing Venice. You can make a religion out of this.
I went and watched that. It was super weird. I watched that video and then scrolled down into the comments, not even very far, and suddenly found boat Mormons.
Yep.
I was not expecting that at all. So there seemed to be... We have a suspicion that that's why we made it to 100K.
Huge subscriber boat.
Actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that video came out and...
It just started being recommended. From Hertog Apple. I think the best joke in this video is Kyle's mustache. Followed up by Greeky. Is it just me or does he kind of look like Ned Flanders? Which was perfect.
Completely.
To be perfectly honest, I don't know what this character was that I was playing.
But you were correct.
But it worked
that is,
so well.
I mean, you do, because if you just look at the video, that's it.
Jeffrey is back!
Oh yeah, they were. That's kind of an important part of that video. That was going to be the important thing that week.
Yeah, we don't live that far away and we love them, so we want to see them and stuff.
What I need to do is write 2 or 3 sketches and just make a trip and film multiple things at once.
Yeah, that's smart.
That would be a good way to do it, especially now. Basically, so we've decided we're filming inside for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Because it is hot here now.
The music on this is actually catchy. What is it? I recognize it from Hubert. It's 10K week music.
Right. It's it was a game show music, royalty free, but that I bought to use in Counterintelligence one episode when we switched it to a game show, and it cost $20 or something. So I was like, I'm going to get my money out of this.
Nice.
And have since used it many times.
From Lauren. How'd you get on your Discord server? Give us $1 on Patreon.
Yes, only $1 on Patreon, and then you too can access the Discord server and talk to Ian all day long.
That's right, you.
From Window Hero, hang on, the roof of the TARDIS fell on Kyle's head. That means it broke. Again, that's how you know it's a real TARDIS.
Right.
Yeah, that did happen. We were trying to move it to get it out of shot for the like phasing in at the beginning, and the roof was not connected, and I forgot. And it just fell off.
We didn't actually know it wasn't connected until that moment.
Well, Reed technically told me beforehand, I just didn't remember. The Telus pictures said, "We were promised a leather boot being eaten."
No, you weren't!
As did many, many other people. Technically, you weren't, actually, because Ethan said he would do it if we had 100,000 by the time that video came out, and we did not. We were off by like a day.
If we just went up to Ethan and said, "Hey, will you eat this boot?" He probably would for us.
Psychic Radroach said, "Honestly, I'm just glad it's the 10th Doctor's TARDIS instead of a new one," which I thought was hilarious because it implies that we like tried to make the TARDIS in a certain style.
Right.
It was actually just Reed buying the cheapest materials possible and throwing it together.
That says something about the 10th Doctor.
It's true. Except his comments from Self-Fulfilling Idiocy 3, which finally exists, guys. We did it.
Yay!
Unintentional, didn't want to.
Eriks Trigger said that what at the beginning wasn't purple enough.
Yeah, it's actually...
That's so funny.
The people are gonna be bugging us with that forever.
Right.
It was such a funny video, though.
It was a little bit, like, I was reading through the comments and occasionally I was just like, I had to like remind myself, right, they're referencing, because we were like, that beginning what? I don't know if that's any good. I'm like, I thought it was, oh, right, from Maddening Fly. Hi, I'm a relatively new subscriber. I watched this video and noticed this was the continuation of something else, and I needed to watch that to understand. So since YouTube gave me the precedent episode and left on the left and I'm lazy, I just watched the series in reversed order. Except I missed 3 episodes apparently. 4, 5, and 6. Then from Bro Muhammad Ali. It's meant to be seen in this order. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3. That's how they released it. Then from Dylan Slaboda. That's how they released it, but it's not the correct viewing order. You're meant to view it 1, 4, 5, 2, 3, 6.
What is it? 6 does not exist, guys. That guy says, "Ian, you were unnecessarily squinting at 20, 24, 27, 31. It was very bright outside that day, at least, but
it was so bright.
That video is why we're not filming outside for the next 3 months.
Right.
Like, it's just...
There were parts of the set that were too dark, so we just, instead, like, the lights couldn't light them up, so we just used the sun instead.
Well, yeah,
Right, yeah.
I was like reflector girl for a little bit, and I held the reflector, and it just like I felt so powerful. I had like the ability to blind people. I was like hee hee,
That whole
and it
setup,
would cause people to just be like ah.
it was
like,
the most professional looking setup we've ever had. We had like set these tents and stuff out of like these things that we have. I'll put up a picture here. We had this whole tent for the camera operator, and we had like a shader set up over all the actors, and the green screen was really dark in the TARDIS, and we couldn't fit a light in there, and if we did, it barely did anything. So what we actually ended up having to do was redirect the sunlight through the open back of the TARDIS into the green screen, and it worked.
Texas is really close to the sun, guys.
It created this really obnoxious relationship with the sun this time, though, where it couldn't go away or we'd lose the light on the green screen, but we still had to like keep it off of us.
From Rye Darkblade. Jeffrey is immortal. That's how it really happened, but if Kyle became immortal by killing Jeffrey, then really it's a self-fulfilling time loop. Cue Illuminati music. Which all I have to say is, if you know what the Illuminati music sounds like, Rye Darkblade, it seems like you're part of them.
What is the French song Time Traveling Rachel sings? It's called Les Compagnons de la Marjolaine, which is like the companions of the Marjolaine or something. It's a
is that
river.
what that is?
If you Google it, like it'll come up, and some little creepy animated videos of French men singing it with it's like in some like learn French videos. It's like like that in that voice.
So there are 2 main comments on this one, which are either, "Oh, I haven't seen the guards themselves," or "Oh my God, it's back." Here's from Plaid Chickens. I was like, "What's this?" I saw those blue boxing gloves. I was like, "Oh my, it's my birthday! I'm right in heaven. The guards themselves are the best thing you guys have ever done."
Ah.
I'm really happy with everybody's reaction to like I feel like we pulled off exactly what we were going for.
Right.
Which was just the whole
like the reveal,
the reveal thing, and then just having this fun
shout out to
conversation.
Allison's fantastic camera work.
Yeah,
on
yes.
amazing.
We didn't get a new camera. We got a new camera operator who knows how to use the camera that we've been using since the second Half-Life video.
Or who bothered to look up the manual once.
I did too. I just physically can't see.
Oh right,
color.
yeah, he's a mutant.
So, all the adjustments I was trying to make the image look better over the years actually just made it look progressively worse, and then Allison came in and fixed everything. So that's why the guards themselves look so awesome. We just got somebody who knows how to use the freaking camera.
From Burnt L, real quick. Is that a zucchini milkshake? Thanks.
Yeah.
We were actually going for that specifically.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody, and of course Bartel, recognized that it was a zucchini and rhubarb milkshake. So the most common question from Lion of Myth, I always wanted a continuation of TGT. Is that what this video means?
Ha! Yes, sort of, kind of, maybe.
Right. We have a few projects. I wanted to actually talk about them and update you guys on them now that we made it past the whole 100K thing. The guards themselves is the first one.
Right.
The first one that I'm addressing right now. So we don't have any immediate specific plans for like when the next installation of the story is going to be done, but in the meantime we will be going back and revisiting some of the individual characters and what they've been doing, because we took time to sit down and work out like what happened in that world within the last several years.
Yeah, so some basic timeline. And so the idea is we'll have sketches that are sketches just all on their own, but with additional story kind of overlaid in, just sort of subtly and not entirely forcefully.
And they'll be more accessible to people who don't know what the guards themselves is.
Right. This was kind of a strong punch back into the world, but the other ones will be more like real sketches, just that happen to be involved with TGT characters.
Yeah. Our next thing is kind of like in between sketches and an actual series. I don't know if I've talked about it on any of the community comments before.
I don't think you have.
No, I don't think so.
It's a community-esque sitcom style.
Sort of in between community and video game high school is what we were thinking.
Yeah, it's like 10-minute long episodes at most, and will be filmed like sketches, and that we'll just kind of write and film them as we decide to and release them in place of the video that week. Except it'll have recurring characters. It's about a group of people who meet each other in VR and get into wacky antics. We're not going to be in it,
right?
Actually, I'm going to be directing the entire time, and Allison will be filming, and Ian will be co-directing and like helping manage the set. And we're actually going to cast people. It's something we've been working on for a while, and I'm also really into the whole VR thing still. And we didn't want to keep making VR sketches over and over again. So we thought it would be fun to make this sort of like comedy series with recurring characters that are actually fun to watch and just set it within it. And that way we can just dump all our VR jokes into this one thing. The much bigger one, which we've mentioned a few times and people have been asking about because we haven't really updated on, is our space series.
Which isn't that.
We're super excited about, and we actually have a title for it now, but this one's a little bit harder to talk about. Originally we called it a space western, but it ended up not really being a western. It's now more like an Indiana Jones-ish adventure style thing.
It's an adventure serial is what we're doing.
Rarely takes place in space, if ever.
Right. It's actually, it's less about space and more about Texas. And less of a western. It's more like Texas adventure than space western.
Yeah, we'll be driving around Texas and shooting it.
Texas.
In all different locations around the
Texas
state.
is the setting. We've turned Texas into a star cluster.
I think we can basically say that part at least. Like the setting is we've taken Texas and like converted it into a fictional space setting where different planets are representative of different parts of Texas, and so we're going to be driving around and filming in those places. And it's kind of turned into a really big project. We originally wrote it so that we could produce it on our own, and we still can. I actually fully think that we can. Like we
could
have
absolutely
away from it, but it would be a lot more fun.
It has so much room
and
to it.
Faster to produce with money. So it's possible that by the time we're getting to the point where we actually want to start producing it, that we will look for funding in some way. I don't know if crowdfunding will be involved in that, or if we'll try to get it from actual like investors or something.
It's easily the best thing we've ever written, though.
Yes, that is actually that's the main thing. Like
it's gotten we took everything, like when y'all saw the guards themselves, it was 3 years old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And at the time, it was still pretty good, and we've learned so much. We learned in those 3 years since it came out, and we learned until it came out, and then we've learned in the 2 years since it came out. So this project is over like 5 years of development in our writing.
Themselves is like practice to me at this point. This is the first project that actually feels real. Like
it's amazing going back and writing the guards themselves again for Back in the Ring. We realized how much we didn't have on those characters.
I know. I felt like our characters were so much more developed in that one sketch.
That one scene, I felt better about Scott. I felt better about Noam. I felt better about their motivations.
Yeah.
And, like we just wrote it entirely differently. Mm-hmm. And so that's gonna be really excited for Space Thing.
Thank you all one last time for all of your support during the 100K week. It's I don't really have anything new to say about it. I feel like we've kind of made the speech a few times.
Right. So now just settle in and get back to. Watch Door Monster Classic coming at you.
We'll be getting back to what we're doing and trying to release things on a regular schedule again. So leave your comments and questions on this video or any video from this week, and we might get to them next week. And until then, we will see you next Friday.
Kyle, you're not being cute enough.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can lean on me, Kyle. It's fine.